right?
And that was really the big thing as to why they decided to come back to West Michigan.
Yeah, I think it's really fascinating. I watched every moment of the last special. I can't wait to see what they do this time. And I think it's cool, too, that they picked your place. I mean, I think of Grand Rapids as where you can go, and to just, hang out and chill. And I think that's a testament to what you guys have built here. In just a short few years, you've quickly become a big part of this community. You're on the west side of Grand Rapids,
for sure,
which is booming, emerging like crazy. You're vibrant. It's a vibrant business. You're expanded the upper level not too long ago. You're starting to distribute your beer. So, you guys, it's got to be a cool feather in your cap this early in your career.
Oh, absolutely. We're just happy to be even in the conversation, and opportunities come by like this, and you can't miss them.
Right.
And we think that the groundwork we laid in the last 5 years and all the work we've done with the community and everything helps put us in this position to be able to take advantage of insane opportunities like this. So we're grateful.
Who asked for the autograph?
We did not ask for an autograph. We wanted to give her. I mean, she told us she hadn't eaten all day, so we wanted to give her some space and allow her to have some beers and pizza and enjoy herself.
But I will say,
comes back.
Before you asked for a big Oprah hug.
Yeah, we did get the Oprah hug, of course.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that's better than an autograph.
No, absolutely. And
you get a beer. You get a beer.
Yeah, pretty much everyone was like, "Is she going to do that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm not going to bug her."
I hope so. I'm buying beer for everyone.
It was funny because people were taking pictures, and everyone was taking pictures, and the security guards were telling people not to take too many pictures, not because Oprah didn't want it, but because she would take a picture with everybody.
Right.
And they would never get out of there because she will go and shake every hand and give everyone a hug, and she was doing that, and it was really, it was funny because the people that were sitting down eating, Oprah walks in with this entourage, and everybody is doing a double take. That's not her.
Jaw drop.
Yeah.
Sir, I know I've seen you in action. You sign autographs every single. You don't leave one person without getting their autograph.
You sign autographs, Gonzo. You're way more famous.
No. I've seen you at movie screenings, and boy, holy cow, this guy.
I've seen you in restaurants, Gonzo. They love you. You have more Twitter followers.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Oprah has a few more than me, so I'm not too.
I'm more of a niche. And you've got a broad following statewide.
So, wow.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, though, Oprah never came to West Michigan or Grand Rapids, and then I moved to Grand Rapids, and then Oprah started coming here regularly. So, I mean, maybe I'm the big
taking
deal,
credit.
Really, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
All right. Well,
just
Jessica Shepard, folks, follow her on Twitter right away.
What I do, Oprah does.
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
I'm saying.
You're the trendsetter. Well, thanks a lot for being on this weekend wrap-up podcast. We appreciate that. Max Trierweiler, Chris Andrus here at the Mitten Brewing Company. We're going to stick around because I heard some pizzas coming out. John Serba talked himself into the kitchen and talked them into getting us pizza. I think more beer will probably come out. And then we'll kind of talk about movies because it is that time, right, John Serba?
It's award season. Oscar nominations are tomorrow. Oprah's going to be in a movie coming up. She's going to be in A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, it was a dark and stormy night. I remember the first sentence of that book. Snoopy used it in every story he wrote in Peanuts.
A man after my own heart. I love old Peanuts. But the SAG Awards were last night, and
to that, yeah. Real quick before we get to the SAG Awards, you guys, where can people get more information about Mitten and all the things you guys do?
MittenBrewing.com, and our Facebook, of course, is facebook.com/Mitten Brewing.
Wow, look at that, Mr.
Co.
Serba.
And you'll be hard pressed to find a better pizza in town.
Absolutely.
Wow.
We like to think
as
so.
They dropped the pizza right in front of me.
Yeah, it had. My God, I'm hungry.
That's what Oprah said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this was basically what Oprah ate. So.
Wow, fantastic.
But I had to try the mac and cheese pizza.
Even
That
you peasants
looks
can
great.
enjoy it as well.
Max and Chris, thanks again.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
Likewise.
All right, so Serba, while you get ready to dive into that pizza, maybe Jessica can help us out. But so Oprah's in a movie, but okay, last night SAG Awards.
Yeah, SAG Awards.
No big surprise there. It looked like the people that won were the obvious choices.
Yeah, Frances McDormand, Best Actress. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour, Best Actor.
Who was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah. Best Supporting Actress was Allison Janney for I, Tonya, and Best Supporting Actor Sam Rockwell.
3 Billboards.
3 Billboards. 3 Billboards won the Best Ensemble, which is sort of the best picture of the Screen Actors Guild. So no real surprises. You're going to see all of them get nominated tomorrow. They're all going to be front runners for the Oscar race
for Best Picture. And in categories too.
Well, in those acting categories, right, which are the big hot topic today because it was the Actors Guild last night. So the big question going into the Oscar nominations is who is going to get a Best Director nomination, because coming out of the Golden Globes, we all heard Natalie Portman introduce the all-male nominees, and the pressure is on. And the funny thing is, those nominations were due, I think, prior to the Golden Globes being announced, so that political pressure isn't happening. So the question is whether Greta Gerwig is going to get a Best Director nomination for Lady Bird, whether Patty Jenkins will get one for Wonder Woman, whether Wonder Woman will even get a Best Picture nomination. With
they have 10.
With with a potential 10 categories, I think Wonder Woman's going to get in there.
Go ahead.
So that I think is the big question going into the nominations.
Well, I think there was a bit of a cringe moment last night. I didn't watch a lot of the awards until the football games got out of hand, and I went. It was James Franco when he was announced, and it was kind of a light applause for him, And I'm like,
yeah, well, he's one of the latest names in the sexual harassment scandal, right. And in fact, there's some backlash with Gary Oldman, who's had. I don't know the exact details, but
right.
It was either a domestic abuse or a sexual harassment charge levied against him. So there's a little bit of backlash on that end too now. So I don't know. I'm just curious to see if there's going to be the big statement as we had for Golden Globes, and whether that will take up all the discussion. Now, that's not meant to be a negative at all. Oh no,
by any stretch.
Well,
I'm just curious to see where Hollywood goes next with it.
It's interesting to see how it's going to turn out, because last year we expected it to be a big political thing, and it really wasn't. The political thing was at the Golden Globes last year with Meryl Streep.
Yes, yeah,
you know. The big political thing this year was, of all people, Oprah's big speech. So I don't think there's a way to really avoid it, because it's so directly affected by Hollywood.
Right.
And Harvey Weinstein was such a huge figure when it came to Oscars. His films won so many awards, so there's no way it's going to not be addressed. But I looking back at the kind of diversity issues that Oscar nominees have had in previous years, I think it's going to be Jordan Peele is going to get a Best Director nomination for Get Out. And they better get Greta Gerwig in there, because she did such a phenomenal job with Lady Bird. So if she doesn't get in there and like Spielberg does, I think you're going to see some excrement hit the fan.
Yeah, the Tom Brady effect. Yeah, there you go. So, Jessica, did you watch any of the awards last night?
I didn't. I should be ashamed. I didn't know there were awards going on. I knew there was football going on, and that's about all I knew.
I didn't watch them either. I just read about it after the fact.
Wow.
As he picks up the macaroni and cheese pizza.
I'm going to stuff this mac and cheese pizza in my face.
Go for it.
And as someone who's as invested in movies as I am, the last thing I want to do is get burned out on awards shows.
Well, it's
I'm interested, but
it's easy to do this.
How many speeches can you listen to?
Yeah. Yeah, no question about it.
It gets a little self-involved after a while, and that's I love celebrating movies, but let's not get too excited about patting ourselves on the back.
Real quick before you start eating that pizza and we wrap things up here, what time are the announcements tomorrow morning?
They are like around 8:30 a.m. usually, and it takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it goes quick.
It goes real quick. They'll announce them, and it'll hit the fan.
Will you do a little recap, a summary, critique of the nominations?
I'll do a post. Every year I do a post about the big snubs, and I'll hand out some begrudging praise of what they actually do right.
It will be begrudging no matter what happens.
And I know every year you do a contest, so hopefully if we details of that as well as
I'm working on that. So
you got it. All right, Jessica, we should probably eat.
Yeah, let's eat.
I can't think of anything else I wanted to recap this weekend other than let me look at my notes real quick here. We talked about football. We talked about Oprah.
I did watch a movie this weekend.
So did I. What did you watch?
I watched a 1971 Steven Spielberg movie. His first movie ever. It was called Duel.
Oh.
I think I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's an awesome car chase movie.
Well, I watched Phantom Thread.
Oh.
Let's just say I was
one of the great lines of the year. Kiss me, my dear, before I'm sick. Well, you have to decontextualize it, or otherwise you spoil it.
Yes, but this is supposedly his last movie, right?
Yep, last Daniel Day-Lewis movie. He had retired before, but I don't know if he formally announced it like he did this time.
I think he should do one more.
I bet he'll Michael Jordan it. Let's just be honest. He's gonna say he's gone.
He should do one more because I wouldn't want to end on this note.
I think it's a real understated movie.
It's really understated.
It's really understated.
It's so under there.
Gonzo probably was snoozing. I was fascinated by it.
That is true. I have not fell asleep in a movie in a long time. I almost did.
I haven't seen it.
I contemplated. The only thing that stopped me from sleeping is I didn't want to snore. So,
well, it's Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh, I
he
love
directed
Paul Thomas
it.
Anderson. Yeah.
So it's him and Daniel Day-Lewis, just like it was for There Will Be Blood, which is one of the greatest movies ever made. This is not the same movie.
Okay, one quick story, then we can wrap things up and get to pizza. We were waiting to go into the theater, and these older women walked out, and they were confused. What did we just watch? Did anyone get? They're all looking at. So finally, someone recognized me. Are you going to go into that theater, Gonzo? And I'm like, I am. They're like, well, let us know if you can figure it out because we're really confused. I said, what was the most confusing thing about the movie? She said they spoke British through the first half of the film.
What?
Yeah, you can't.
At that point, I'm like, oh no, here we go.
I can see some people being like, what happened in the last 15 minutes of the movie?
What happened?
It takes a couple of odd turns. It's a very conventional movie up to that
point.
Is, and then it takes kind of a weird, dark turn.
And I think I think it will grow on me after a while because one thing I did do, my wife and I don't do this often. Well, that was good, and that would be about it, right?
Yeah.
But we actually discussed a lot of the movie. We spent a lot of time breaking it down, going, okay, what did you think about this? What did you think about that? I thought that was pretty cool.
Paul Thomas Anderson does that. He's whether you like or dislike the movie, it's provocative.
Yeah.
Right.
I know there was one thing. Last thing to mention, the movie 12 Strong opened up this weekend. Traverse City author Doug Stanton wrote the book. It finished number 2 nationally, 16.5 million. Jumanji was number 1 again.
Yeah.
It just keeps chugging along. But here's an interesting fact, though. At Celebration Cinema, throughout their 10 properties in Michigan, it was number 1. 12 Strong was number 1. It beat out Jumanji.
What is 12 Strong? I don't even know what it is.
This is the movie
film.
It is a war film where the Special Forces group, 12 of these guys, go sent in shortly after 9/11. It's an incredible book. The book is called Horse Soldiers, written by Doug Stanton from Traverse City.
12 Strong is a better film.
But 12 Strong is the film title. This is a Jerry Bruckheimer film. It's a really good movie. I really liked a lot of it.
Bruckheimer produced it. He didn't direct.
Correct. He produced it. Yes, that is correct. Doug Stanton is an executive producer, which means he was on the set for a couple of days.
Yeah. But I need to see it for one reason: Michael Shannon. I haven't seen it. I love Michael Shannon.
And Michael Pena's in it too, which I like. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
too.
He's a great actor.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in to this weekend's today's podcast, and hope to do it again on Monday and kind of recap what happened on the weekend. If you have any suggestions for future podcasts, please let us know. You can email me gonzo@mlive.com. Follow us, of course, on Twitter. I am Michigan Gonzo. John Serba is just John Serba on Twitter, right?
Yep, at John Serba.
At John Serba. And Jessica, you are?
At Jess Shep Saginaw.
Yes, there's a Saginaw in her. I love it. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.